skateboarding is not just a punk sport, it is an art, it is a passion of many, many individuals.
Skating is something amazing to do. It's a community. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's all just a communal activity, and everybody has different backgrounds, but we all come together just because we have skateboarding in common. It's something good.
There's a lot of skateboarders in Ann Arbor, Ypsi, that need a place to skate. You know, we only have the streets to skate, and you know, that's not good enough.
And we took it upon ourselves to build our own little park. You know, we got waivers signed, and now you see what we got. So I've been here ever since.
Ann Arbor skaters get a bad rap, yes, because we only have the streets. You know, we skate, I skate down Liberty Street every day, you know, and it's a nice, easy street because you can just coast down it, but cops look at me and they're like, Steve, get off the streets, you know?
Oh yeah, they try. It's mostly in Ann Arbor, you know. They don't really mess with us too much in Ypsilanti.
I was 17 years old. I was skateboarding downtown Ann Arbor. I don't remember exactly where, but I was just skating down the sidewalk, and no more than 10 minutes into skating, a cop pulls over and he wrote us a $100 ticket.
Only time I see skaters doing any, you know, unjust is when we're like in the dark, you know, we skating, you know, and it's waking up people, hitting cracks, you know, but shoot, other than that, man, we stay to ourselves, man.
As long as I can remember, I've known people who have skated, and you look back at photos, you know, from the 70s, and parents probably skated too. I mean, whether seriously or not, it's something that people have done for a really long time. And in Ann Arbor, and I'm sure in other cities too, it is sort of criminalized, right? You can't skate on the sidewalks. That is a ticketable offense. You could skate in the road and it's kind of dumb, but it's also not the safest place for you to do it. And if you're gonna tell people they can't do something, they're naturally gonna keep doing it. At least that's my mentality.
Back in 2005, 2006, a couple guys got together and started trying to do the skate park, trying to build a skate park in Ann Arbor. This guy, Doug Song, he was working hard to talk with the city, get some things happening to build a city park, to have a skate park in it. I didn't have much interest in helping out with that. I was more interested in just skating. We were traveling, you know, an hour or more away a few times a week to go skate. In 2007, an old friend of ours got elected to city council, and so that made me think that if there's someone who used to skate on city council, then maybe that could be a way for us to do something a little more official with this, or make it happen.
I'm especially excited for the Ann Arbor Skatepark. For that reason alone, after I got my ticket, I heard Ann Arbor was building a skate park, and I was ecstatic just because now I don't have to deal with that.
They was talking about building it like, they was talking about that like a year and a half ago, like 2 years almost.
I think that's a great idea, and it's a great concept for skaters, you know.
Basically what we came up with was we wanted to build a 20 to 30,000 square foot skate park, which would cost about $1 million, and we sort of just decided if we were going to put all this work into it, we were going to work on the best we could get. And if we just ended up with one bowl and a couple ledges, then that would be worth it. But if we got the whole shebang, then that would be cool too.
The Vault of Midnight was hosting an Ann Arbor skate art show, an art show to benefit the Ann Arbor Skatepark. I was just out that night with friends. We walked by, we saw this huge commotion inside and all these banners for the skate art show, and just my curiosity and sort of affinity for skateboarding, I was like, let's go check this out. There was a live auction, there was food, there was music. It was just this like raucous thing. The decks were awesome, the art was amazing. Come to find out the next day or maybe a couple days later that that had been the single biggest fundraiser at the time for the skate park. And my friend Christy, who was with me at the show, we looked at each other after we saw that and we were like, man, we could do that. We could do an event like that for them. The Friends of the Ann Arbor Skatepark at that time was still a pretty loose group of activists. But we approached them, we approached Trevor and said, hey, we want to get involved. We have an idea for an event. That became the Grinds of March.
So we were fundraising, and we were coming along. I don't know, we had raised maybe $80,000 of this $1 million that was our goal. It was about 2 years ago. It was about 2 years ago when we were really stuck.
Sent them everything I can send them, and I haven't heard anything. So, and I invited.
The city was really open to it. They were sort of aware that there was this void. But, you know, that's the tough part about politics and money and taxes, is you have to make that money work as best you can.
We had this cat named Scott Rosenkrantz who had come on our board, and he wanted to help us with the fundraising, and he made it clear that he would be on for 1 year. A major grant that he really worked to make happen was this State of Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund grant. One of the grants that went out from this DNR Trust Fund grant 1 year was for a skate park, and so we thought we would go for that too. We had this big fundraising event called the Grinds of March. I get an email from a county commissioner who's also on the county Parks Commission, and the email was one sentence, and it said, the county wants to give you $400,000. And then that was it. And so I freaked out, and I'm calling him. He wasn't calling me back. And what happened was that he was working with some people at the county to get a matching grant going. And so we got a matching grant for $400,000. So we had this big pile of money that was out there. We just needed people to donate so we could get up to this $400,000 mark.
Does building a skate park help prevent crime? Does it help educate children? No. So the city was pretty clear in that it was not going to be a fundraising focus for them, that they were not going to try and allocate funds. But rather quickly, they said, we have land for you. We have a space that you can have.
Our agreement with the city said that we had to have the money to build the skate park by December 31st. And it was December 17th that year, and we hadn't done it. And so we thought we were done. We you know, all of us sort of gave up. And I remember just being like, man, we gave it a good shot. And it was a real bummer. And our board meetings, man, were just such a bummer. We'd go in and just sort of, yeah, we still don't have it, you know. And started doing the art fair. The Ann Arbor Art Fair has a nonprofits area, and we started doing a nonprofit booth, which was excellent for us.
You know, there's a lot of things I love about Ann Arbor, but I think Ann Arbor is open-minded, and I think that's probably a good collective mindset of Ann Arbor, is just open-minded.
didn't know what we were going to do with that. We couldn't give it back to people, and so we'd have to use it for something else, and that didn't feel good. This sunny December morning that I woke up, I teach, I got a call that there was no school. The power had gone out at the school that I teach at. So every other school in Ann Arbor had school, but I didn't. So I was like, oh, this is cool, man. I don't have to go to work. And then I got a text from Colin Smith at the city, and he said, just got out of a meeting in Lansing where they're voting on the trust fund grants, and we got the trust fund grant, which was $300,000. So with the about 80 that we had raised and then the 300, it looked like we were good to go to get the county 400,000, which meant we did it. And I just remember sitting there being like, not only do I have the day off, but we just finished this thing and we're gonna build the skate park. It was the first time when it was like, this is a real thing. We're gonna do this. So it's April 20th. We're out here for the first sort of skate park volunteer operation. Well, we're still in fundraising mode, even though we're building this year. We're still fundraising to fund the endowment, which our goal is to raise $100,000 for an endowment for maintenance and upkeep, repairing the skate park and adding improvements later. We plan to, when the skate park's built, have a core group of skate park supporters who would come out every once in a while and help out with the maintenance and the cleanup of the park. And we've luckily been able to partner with the city and the Parks Department with Give 365, which helps with organizing volunteers for the parks, and they come out and do tens of thousands of hours each year of volunteer work, cleaning up and painting and plantings and all kinds of stuff. We got probably 20 bags of trash just from over the winter, and so it's great to have volunteers out here, and we're looking for more as the skate park's being built. So if you look over here, there's this sort of square area right here. This is where the sort of entrance to the park will be. They're doing some stormwater treatment here. Knowing that this thing was going to take 2 to 4 months to build, we had to start right away. The groundbreaking happened a couple weeks after the last bit of money was approved by the Ann Arbor City Council, and it was crazy that this was actually happening. There's probably 1,000 thank yous that we could make, and it would take us all day. I gotta tell you that I know this is gonna sound weird, but I really wasn't all that excited until yesterday. Because we've been working on this so long, and we've had a lot of successes, but to come out yesterday and see the little flags being put in for the drain and them doing some surveying and things, it really showed me that this thing is actually happening. And I'm really excited, and everyone who's here helped with this in some way.
Today is a very exciting day. It feels like, graduating. It feels like, getting your first real job or something. It's a big moment. It's a huge milestone for me personally, for us as the Friends of the Skate Park, for the city of Ann Arbor. It's a big deal, and it's a really nice feeling to have and to be a part of it.
What we did was we didn't give up, and none of us knew if this would happen, but we kept at it, and we kept at it, and we kept at it. And all my life people have been saying, oh, if you believe in something, just keep at it and you'll succeed. And damn, that actually is true. It's weird. So yeah, we're gonna turn over some dirt today.
I always hear my dad tell me stories about skating at skate parks, and usually we have to go out of town to find a skate park, so I'm really glad that they're finally making one here in Ann Arbor.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's been so long. A lot of my street team kids, they've been down here, and now they're up here, so they're adults. So they've been working at this since they were little. So it's just really exciting to see their faces, and they're smiling, and I got the chills, and it's I'm like Mama Bear, all my little guys are gonna get their park, so I'm really excited.
So there's been lots of work. I mean, really the focus has been on the construction and the timeline, but I think in January we knew that we were going to do it in June. Go Skateboarding Day is this sort of organic holiday that's cropped up in the last 5 or 6 years. It was like, hey, that'd be a really great way to do it. If we could coordinate this effort, this National Day of Skateboarding, we can glom onto that, and then that'll be our big event. We certainly have the awareness out there. I mean, it's hard to build something that big and not have people know about it. We really want this to be a celebration. So again, we called in some favors. Trevor knows Andy Macdonald and was able to call him in and say, hey, do you want to skate this opening? And he said, sure.
You know, we're putting this event together and we want it to be a big party, and we're getting some pro skaters out. We're going to have bands all day, and, you know, we'll have the dignitaries out there cutting the ribbon and all that, and just skate, and it's going to be just so awesome to just skate.
In our fundraising efforts from the last few years, one of the things that we did was apply to the Tony Hawk Foundation, which grants money to communities to build skate parks. So once we knew we had sort of this broad framework of what the grand opening was going to look like, we sent a press release to them and a couple other outlets like saying, save the date, the 21st, blah, blah, blah. They got that, and unsolicited, they responded and said, we want to come, and we think we can get Tony to come too.
Trevor and I have had the pleasure of working together for about the last 6 years on this. When we started, I didn't have any silver in my beard. I do now, and so does Trevor. Without the work of the skate park group, we wouldn't be where we are. I think is a really, really good example of what we want and what we mean when we speak about collaboration. And with that, we're going to do the ribbon cutting.
Been a trial by fire in some ways. It's incredible that this has come together, and you know, today is just, I don't even have words for it. It's awesome.
I mean, this is something that took a lot of people to pull off, and again, it wouldn't have happened. I mean, the kids in Nipsey that built Prospect Park and did their own thing, they got their own thing going, but again, you can only go so far if you're kind of just going alone.
Park's fun. It was actually much more expansive than I thought it would be, and it's got good variety. You know, it's got some dirt stuff, it's got street stuff, park, and I had a blast. To be honest, it was way bigger than I expected. I think it's a perfect example of a community that really has taken pride in getting a park, and that's no small feat. And I think a lot of people would have given up by now, but they didn't, and it just shows how much they believe in it. And so we are happy to give it our endorsement and give it some funding.
You know, in the last couple of years, there have been people coming to us and asking, you know, how'd you do it, man? What's the secret? You know, I sit down with these people and I meet with them, and you know, there's no special formula to doing a project like this, and there's a lot of communities that need to do something like this, and what it takes is a group of people who are, you know, energized and will work hard. It took a lot of hard work and trying everything, and when people say no, say, well, we'll do it a different way, or we're still gonna do it.
Even if skateboarding is not your passion, if there's something out there, you know, find a way to impact your community, to impact other people. And it's gonna be a lot of work, and it'll be really thankless at times, but do it for yourself and enjoy what you can accomplish.